Okay, something he got from Disney is eating his brain. Hey, hello, hi. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Emily, and today we are going to be talking about something that's not really that funny, actually, because it has to do with death. When you think of the happiest place on earth, you automatically think of Disney. At least I do anyways. But you don't associate death with Disney, because it is supposed to be the happiest place on earth, and when you're going there, your intentions aren't to die. Today, I'm going to be talking about 5 deaths. I think it's 5. 1, 2, 3. It is 5. I'm going to be talking about 5 deaths that have happened in Disney World / Disneyland. One of them is from Disneyland. I do apologize if you get triggered by like death and everything, so you might want to click off, because some of these deaths are like really disturbing, and I do feel really bad for all the families that lost their family members in these situations, because it's obviously really sad. So let's cue our scary music. Okay, so the first death that we're going to be talking about is the death of an 18-year-old boy. I don't have his name because I suck. An 18-year-old boy and his little brother, who was 10 years old, decided to hide out in Tom Sawyer's Island, which is in Disney World. They thought it would be a good idea to stay the night there, because I guess that just sounded cool. I wouldn't do that. So in the middle of the night, I guess they got bored, or they realized it wasn't a good idea to be like hiding out in an attraction at night. So they decided to swim back to the shore. The 18-year-old boy carried his younger brother on his back while they were swimming, because the 10-year-old didn't know how to swim that well, so his older brother was helping him swim back to the shore. Halfway through the swim, the 18-year-old suddenly disappeared underneath the water, and the 10-year-old could not find him anywhere. The 10-year-old boy was able to tread water until somebody came along and found him. A ride operator ended up finding him in the water, but the older brother was not found anywhere. After a search of the older brother's body, they found him underneath the surface in the water, drowned. So he drowned in the water, if that makes sense. It does make sense. What am I saying? So that was unfortunate. You would think that the 10-year-old would die in that situation because he didn't really know how to swim. So I don't know like how he treaded water for that long. And like how did the 18-year-old like drown? He was carrying his brother, I get that. But like if he knew like he wasn't doing well, like why didn't he just like swim on his own? I don't really know. But obviously this is an unfortunate event because somebody lost their life, so yeah. The next death we are going to be talking about is of a 19-year-old boy who was visiting Disneyland for his high school graduation. And, you know, he was there celebrating graduating. The boy thought it would be a great idea to climb up onto the monorail tracks. Again, I have no idea why anybody would do that, but he did. As he was climbing up on the tracks, workers were trying to tell him to get down, that it wasn't safe, and the boy didn't see the oncoming monorail that was about to end his life. People were trying to tell him to get off the tracks because of the oncoming monorail, but I guess he either didn't hear or didn't want to listen, because he climbed up onto the tracks and the monorail struck him. Again, this is really unfortunate because he lost his life. I don't know if he was under the influence or he wanted to end his life. The next death that we're going to be talking about is the death of Deborah Stone. Deborah Stone was 18 years old when she was working on the attraction America Sings. I know that it's a show where you look at animatronic animals and they sing to different songs. America Sings was open from 1974 to 1988. I'm not sure when this event took place, but I'm sure it was toward the end of their journey of America Sings. This death is probably the most disturbing for me to hear about. So in the attraction America Sings, when the animatronic animals are singing and moving, stages that they're on are moving also, and there's walls that are rotating at the same time so that the audience gets to see other animals and listen to other songs. So Deborah Stone's job was to greet the guests when they walked into the attraction. So one day, unfortunately, when Deborah was working, she got too close to one of the rotating walls. The wall started moving and Deborah was trapped between a wall and a stage, and unfortunately, the wall crushed her. The wall was crushing her up against a stationary stage. So the stage wasn't moving, but the wall was moving, so her body was being crushed up against the stationary stage. People who were there in the audience heard her screaming, and actually some people heard her bones cracking, which is so disturbing. Can't even imagine hearing somebody's like bones cracking and like screaming at the same. It's horrible. Of course, medical attention rushed to her aid immediately, but it was too late for Deborah. In the year 2000, a 37-year-old man was riding Splash Mountain. If you don't know what Splash Mountain is, it's basically like a slow, dark ride with lots of animatronic animals. We're moving through this slow, dark ride and the animals are singing, and then at the end there's a big drop. It's a water ride. So this man who was riding the ride, he started freaking out. People said that he might have been having like a panic attack or something like that, because he told other guests that he wasn't really feeling well and he wanted to get off the ride. So in the middle of the ride, he got up to find an emergency exit, so he climbed out of the car. I'm not sure if people were trying to stop him, but they could have been, but he didn't find an exit in the middle of the ride and unfortunately got hit by one of the other moving carts that were behind his. The last death that we are going to talk about happened on November 2nd, 2001. I'm not sure if any of you know, but Disney used to have this water park area called River Country. River Country is an abandoned park that nobody is allowed to be on anymore, and Disney closed it down. I'm not sure if they closed it down for this reason, but what's really creepy about River Country is that everything was left exactly the way it was when it closed down, and even the music still plays there, which is so weird. Like, why didn't Disney just like turn off the music? Like, that's what makes it really creepy, is that the music is still playing even though there's no guests around or allowed to be in River Country. But anyway, our last death has to do with an 11-year-old boy who was visiting River Country. While he was swimming in the water, he contracted a brain-eating amoeba through his nose. This specific brain-eating amoeba, I will insert the name, is commonly found in pond and lake water, and River Country was built by a pond. That's just like what Disney wanted to do. So they built an amusement water park around this pond. This amoeba is fatal. Once it is in your body, it takes 2 to 15 days before your death. I'm not sure how many days it took for this boy to pass away, but it's still very scary. He contracted a brain-eating amoeba. Like, it's literally eating your brain. Something he got from Disney is eating his brain. That's not okay. But like I said earlier, River Country later closed up with a date because I don't know. I should have done more research about it. I know, I get it. Okay, that is all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed it. I mean, we talked about death and Disney, which is like weird, but I mean, you're still here, so thanks for watching. Maybe I'll do more creepy Disney or just creepy videos in general in the future, because I do love learning about this stuff, and like, it's still like obviously really sad that this stuff has happened, but I really like learning about conspiracies and creepy things like this. I hope you maybe learned something new today. Like and subscribe. Follow me on all my social medias because I post good stuff on there, I guess. And I'll see you in the next video.